commence primary ignition.
Chewie, get us out of here!
Fire the emergency booster engines!
We'll be safe enough once we make the jump to hyperspace.
At last, we will review more news on the podcast.
Don't strap yourselves in. I'm going to make a jump to light speed.
Welcome to Star Wars Launchpad, a new kind of podcast experience brought to you by Star Wars Escape Pod. We call this a flashcast. Using the power of AI, we bring you an immersive experience to explore Star Wars news. Full AI disclosure, some details may not be fully accurate. Either way, we hope you enjoy the experimental deep dive ahead with your AI hosts, Dak and Mia.
Welcome everyone to Star Wars Launchpad, brought to you by Star Wars Escape Pod. Today we're setting coordinates for San Diego Comic-Con 2025. What a massive galactic gathering that was. Our mission on this Launchpad journey is a special deep dive. We're going to unpack all the incredible Star Wars fun, the big news, everything that unfolded at SDCC this year.
It really was quite something. Unmissable, I'd say. We saw everything from legendary creators making appearances to huge animation milestones, and of course, a whole treasure trove of new collectibles, new stories. This year's SDCC felt particularly significant for Star Wars fans, didn't it?
Absolutely. Okay, let's unpack this. The first thing, the really groundbreaking news has to be George Lucas. His first appearance at SDCC since 1976. I mean, think about that. That's the year before A New Hope even came out. It's kind of mind-blowing.
It really is. And it's so significant when you consider the history, right? He was returning to the exact place where Star Wars was, first properly introduced to the world, nearly 50 years later. It's this incredible full circle moment, him sharing his passion for art on that stage again.
And the panel itself, Hall H, it was a big deal, hosted by Queen Latifah, no less. Plus you had Oscar winner Guillermo del Toro there and Doug Chiang, Lucasfilm's design director, wiped the lineup.
Definitely. And Lucas really used the platform to talk about his love for art, for film, and specifically the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art. He was very clear about his philosophy, refusing to sell his collection over 40,000 pieces. He said it's about a connection, an emotional connection with the work.
Yeah.
And then if you have an emotional connection, then it's art. That really sums up his whole approach, valuing the art itself over, well, anything else.
Such a powerful message. Now let's get to the really interesting part. What are we actually going to see from Star Wars when the museum opens next year in LA? Because some of these artifacts are legendary. Luke Skywalker's actual X-34 land speeder from A New Hope. Can you even imagine?
I know. And a 1-to-1 scale replica of General Grievous's wheel bike from Revenge of the Sith. That thing is wild.
Totally. Plus Anakin's full-scale N1 starfighter from The Phantom Menace. Oh, and speeder bikes from Return of the Jedi. And concept art. Tons of it from the first 6 films. It's like stepping into the production.
And it's not just Star Wars, which I think is key to understanding Lucas's vision. The museum has the first drawing of Flash Gordon from 1934. Original art for Iron Man's debut comic cover from '68. Peanuts illustrations by Charles Schultz. Paintings by Norman Rockwell, Jack Kirby, even Frida Kahlo.
Wow.
Yeah. It really shows how broad his definition of narrative art is. It makes you think, doesn't it? How does this huge, eclectic mix reflect his own storytelling influences beyond Star Wars?
Exactly. So why should you, listening right now, care about this museum? It's more than just cool props. It's a celebration of storytelling, of the art that literally shaped the Star Wars universe we love. And soon, it'll be accessible to everyone. That's pretty amazing. Okay, talking about Lucas's vision and art, that leads us perfectly into the next big highlight from SDCC, celebrating 20 years of Lucasfilm animation. That's huge. Fans could check it out at the Lucasfilm Pavilion, right? Booth 2913.
That's right. And the showcase was just packed. They had never before seen illustrations and images mapping out that whole 20-year history. Get this. Dave Filoni's original 2011 sketch of a clone trooper. It had names written on it. Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, Crosshair.
No way. The actual genesis of the Bad Batch.
Right there on paper. And the very first still image of Maul they created for Star Wars. Maul Shadow Lord. Plus a first glimpse of Ezra Bridger Emin Esfandi in his new costume from Ahsoka Season 2, which they confirmed is in production now.
That's huge news for Ahsoka fans. So it wasn't just drawings, right? What else did they have for animation buffs?
Oh, much more. Actual production items from the archives. Like physical clay maquettes of Jedi Council members from the Clone Wars. And a whole ghost crew from Rebels. Ship models, too, like the Colossus from Resistance.
Cool.
And even unique props, like the Blade of Talzin that Morgan Elsbeth used in Ahsoka Season 1. You could see the real thing.
Wow, holding history. So it covered the whole span. Clone Wars, Rebels, Resistance, Bad Batch.
Yep, and the Tales Series 2, Jedi, Empire, and the upcoming Tales of the Underworld, it really showed the dedication to animation over 2 decades.
And didn't Dave Filoni have a message there too?
He did, yeah. It was quoted, "George Lucas always believed in animation and believed in our team. He said, dare to be great, and that's what we've done for the last 20 years. I hope we do it for 20 more.
That's fantastic. Really sums up the spirit.
It does. And what's really fascinating, I think, is how animation has constantly pushed Star Wars forward. Characters like Ahsoka, Rex, they started as sketches. They grew through animation, got these rich backstories, and now they're major players in live action. It shows the power of that medium.
Absolutely. Okay, let's shift gears a bit.
Yeah.
From the history and the animation to the stuff that gets everyone muzzing at Comic-Con. The exclusives, the merch, the reveals. SDCC is always ground zero for collectors, and this year,
Wow.
it really delivered some really unique stuff. Like Bandai Namco had this limited edition Darth Vader Tamagotchi Nano.
A Vader Tamagotchi, seriously.
Yep, shiny metallic shell, and how you treat it determines if you get light side or dark side characters popping up. Pretty fun. Then Dunua Novo had a new Darth Vader helmet, meticulously recreated based on the Empire Strikes Back archives. Incredible detail.
For the serious collectors, that sounds amazing.
Totally. And Fantasy Flight Games had a Star Wars Unlimited Convention exclusive set, 6 variant cards, blueprint style, inspired by droids like R2 and BD-1. Really nice design.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
And something really personal, Rocklove was doing live Arbesh engraving. You could get your name translated and put on a necklace or bracelet right there. That's a cool, unique souvenir. Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting for a lot of fans. The Hasbro panel. The action figures. They announced some major additions to both the Black Series and the Vintage Collection.
Huge announcements. Let's break it down. For the Black Series Duels line. First, the SDCC exclusive Anakin and Obi-Wan from their Mustafar duel in Revenge of the Sith. That iconic scene.
Gotta have that way.
Then, a Fall Convention exclusive, Darth Sidious and Mace Windu, again from Revenge of the Sith. Sidious comes with alternate force lightning hands.
It's unlimited power.
Exactly. And rounding out the duels for now, Vader and Luke from their Bespin clash in Empire Strikes Back. Another classic moment.
Just so many key duels. What else in Black Series?
We're getting the Stranger from the Acolyte making his debut, and Anakin Skywalker and Captain Rex Pack, which people have wanted for ages, and a cool pairing, Jango Fett and Asajj Ventress.
Ventress.
Yeah.
Excellent. What about the 3.75-inch scale, the Vintage Collection?
Some great reveals there, too.
Yeah.
Han Solo and Chewbacca in their classic A New Hope looks, finally. Right. And a trio of 4 spirits from Return of the Jedi, Yoda, Obi-Wan, and get this, 2 versions of Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen and Sebastian Shaw versions.
Whoa, that's going to cause some debate.
Probably. And an Imperial Shock Trooper to round things out. So yeah, Hasbro's really delivering for collectors across the board.
It definitely seems like it. Now, the HasLab announcement. This was a big one too, right? The Republic gunship.
Oh yeah, the LEAT from Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
They're hoping it'll stick the HasLab landing, as they put it. For anyone who doesn't know, HasLab is Hasbro's crowdfunding platform. Fans basically pledge money to make these huge, ambitious projects happen.
So, what's the deal with the gunship?
It includes 2 Clone Trooper pilot figures, interchangeable nose art panels, which is a nice touch, and vehicle stands. But the exciting part is the stretch goals. If enough people back it, they'll unlock figures of Jedi Council members. Coleman Trevor, Sassy Tyne, and Agent Kolar.
Wow, deep cuts, adding Jedi to the gunship.
Exactly. The backing period started July 25th, runs through September 8th, 2025. If it funds, they're aiming for a fall 2026 release. It really makes you wonder, like you were saying before, how these crowdfunded projects will keep shaping the collector market, allowing for these niche, super detailed items.
It's a fascinating model. Okay, from physical collectibles, let's transition to the stories themselves. The Lucasfilm publishing panel dropped a ton of news about upcoming books and comics.
Absolutely packed panel. They covered so much ground.
Yeah.
First up, the High Republic. We're getting the epic conclusion to Phase 3. It's called Star Wars. The High Republic, the finale, Cavan Scott and Marika Kresser are doing it. That lands July 30th. Big moment for that whole initiative.
The end of an era, almost.
Well, yeah. And they showed new, creepy concept art for The Nameless by Grant Griffin and Ian McCaig. Plus, The Art of Star Wars. The High Republic Volume 2 by Kristen Baver is coming August 19th.
Keeping the High Republic alive visually, too. What about younger fans?
New adventures for them in Star Wars. Young Jedi Adventures, the training sessions. That's got Kai, Lies, Nubs, and Burryaga. It's out December 9th this year.
Nice. And something for the Acolyte.
Yep, The Art of the Acolyte is coming January 13th, 2026. That'll have production art, character design, storyboards, a real deep dive into the look of the show.
Sounds great. Any darker stuff?
Oh, yes. Star Wars horror is back.
No.
Star Wars Tales from the Nightlands. Cavan Scott again with Dark Horse Comics.
Yeah.
It introduces a new boogeyman called the Nightlander, designed by the legendary Ian McCaig. That's out September 5th, 2025.
McCaig designing Star Wars monsters again. Sign me up.
Right. And more comics, too, under the Hyperspace Stories banner. A graphic novel about Grievous by Michael Carisi. That's early 2026. And one called Tides of Terror featuring Kit Fisto by George Mann. That's out July 30th, 2025. Plus a new miniseries, Hyperspace Stories, The Bad Batch. Rogue Agents, issue 1 hits December 2025.
Grievous, Kit Fisto, Bad Batch, covering all eras.
Definitely. They also showed some pages from Industrial Light and Magic, 50 Years of Innovation by Ian Fales. That's a big visual retrospective coming early next year.
50 years of ILM. Incredible.
It really is. And, of course, you can't have publishing reveals without more Grogu.
Naturally.
Star Wars. The Mandalorian Visual Guide by Pablo Hidalgo is coming. It covers seasons 1 through 3, tying into the movie. And a rhyming board book called Star Wars, You're My Little Grogu, for April 2026.
Okay, one more big one.
Yes, a prequel novel for the Star Wars Outlaws video game. It's called Low Red Moon, coming February 3rd, 2026. It focuses on ND5 and Jalen Vrax.
Giving us backstory before the game even lands. Smart.
Yeah, building out that world.
It's just fascinating. The sheer diversity of stories they announced. High-stakes finales, horror, kids' books, art books, game tie-ins. It really shows Star Wars is firing on all cylinders, storytelling-wise. There's something for literally everyone.
That's the key takeaway, I think. The potential within that galaxy is just boundless. They're ensuring there's an entry point or a deep dive for every single fan, no matter what you're into.
What an incredible amount of energy coming out of SDCC 2025. Just a fantastic galactic gathering. It really felt like it delivered on all fronts, from that historic George Lucas appearance to all these future projects, animation, collectibles, books, everything.
Absolutely. And all these announcements, they offer so many new ways for you, the listener, to engage even deeper with the Star Wars universe. New stories, new insights.
So here's something to think about as we wrap up. Reflecting on everything we've just unpacked, which of these SDCC revelations are you most excited to dive into first? And maybe more importantly, what new possibilities does it open up for your own Star Wars journey?
Because that galaxy far, far away, it just keeps expanding in really exciting, often unexpected ways. There's always more to learn, always more to explore.
You've been listening to the Star Wars Launchpad, brought to you by Star Wars Escape Pod. Thanks for joining us.
I'm glad you're here to tell us these things.
This AI experimental show we call a Flashcast has been brought to you by the podcast Star Wars Escape Pod. With AI being harnessed in all things across the galaxy, this is just a fun way we've used it to bring some Star Wars joy, news, and headlines to you ad-free as always. Consider subscribing to this show for more. Follow our main podcast with humanoids only over at Star Wars Escape Pod. We're currently found on YouTube, X, and Blue Sky using the handle at SW Escape Podcast. Check the description for relevant links and the sources for your news this week. Consider dropping a kind review for the show, reviewing any important facts for yourself, and sharing this with a friend. We hope you enjoyed the episode. This is Star Wars Launchpad, signing off. May the Force be with you.